Hey, how's it going, guys, and welcome to another episode of Oldschool Weekly. So the year's coming to an end, and that means it's time for the final updates before we step into 2015. This means, of course, the Christmas event, which made its debut on the 18th and has been a big hit. The recreation of the original 2005 event sends players on a quest to deliver gifts to a mysterious bearded man. Also, we've added a bit with the anti-Santa, as he's been spotted in Falador and needs your help to fulfill his cold-giving dreams. Do what he says and he'll reward you something new each day. And lastly, we've added a bit of a bonus to this event, as you'll now be able to find Santa duking it out with the anti-Santa. Players have the ability to choose the victor by attacking whichever one they don't like, and they'll be rewarded for doing so. Santa drops Christmas crackers, and the anti-Santa drops the party hats. It's a ton of fun. We'll be hosting several of these events in live streams over the holidays, so be sure to follow us on Twitter to be notified when we go live. So let's move on to the trading post. As it was certainly the focus of attention last week when it first came out, but many players were quick to express their concerns that it simply wasn't convenient enough. Many even asked that we simply implement the Grand Exchange. So we've addressed that in the Expanding the Trading Post dev blog, and we've stated that we can recreate something similar to the Grand Exchange, but there's also the idea of being able to trade directly through the trading post as well as automatic trading. So in the new year, we'll run a poll with these options, and you'll have the ability to vote on what you want to see in the game. It's your call. In addition, the Caliphate Queen has had some serious improvements to her drop table. As posted in the dev blog, the average value of each kill has been increased by roughly 50%, and the more valuable jobs have become twice as common. Moving on, we've now released the Supreme Leader haircut as a reward for donating over 10 billion coins to the Well of Goodwill. And finally, the big news: Oldschool Runescape is currently free to play. As a little Christmas gift, we've made Oldschool free to play until the 31st of December, and these next few weeks will help us determine what happens when everyone can access the game, and may aid the idea of permanent free to play. So there's no better time to invite your friends online and hop on that free to play hype. And lastly, it's time for our Player Spotlight feature. Firstly, we take a look at what's gotten over 700 upvotes on the 2007 Scape Reddit. So for those of you that don't know, players have been creating Iron Man accounts and restricting their access to certain areas, like Karamja or the Wilderness, for example. Well, this individual decided to restrict himself to only have access to the Air Island, which is obviously a joke as it's probably the smallest island on RuneScape, and it only has a single tree. It's really a quite funny post, so definitely give it a look if you haven't already. Next up, Heidi Mary Jill Sander decided to share his piano cover with a popular RuneScape song, Yesteryear, and the community absolutely loved it. And lastly, you might have also noticed a new login screen, as we recently hosted a login screen competition where players could submit their own Christmas-themed login screens, and the winning submission came from Woober, so congrats to him for winning with a fantastic work of art. And that just about concludes our weekly recap of Oldschool RuneScape, so be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with the game, and aside from that, we'll thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.